Hi, I'm Chuck Page. I'm currently the Vice Mayor of Saratoga. I've served on our City Council since 2006. I was Mayor in 2009, and if all goes well, I'll be Mayor again next year. So, the question of diversity. To me, diversity is a collection of different people, people from different backgrounds, different races, nationalities, religious experiences, and beliefs who all live together in a community. Um, some of the questions that I've been asked are how do I see diversity either affecting or how has Silicon Valley been affected by diversity? And I think number one, the diversity of Silicon Valley, it's changed over time. Silicon Valley has started as a certain group of people that came to California, and over the years, especially with our bent on technology, we've had some really great minds come from different parts of the world, and I think it's really enhanced our community. I think in that sense, it's also enhanced our economy because the technologies that the different parties that have come together have been able to create, we've made able to change the world. And I look at every company that I've worked for in Silicon Valley. Some of them have been national companies, some of them are local companies, but every one of them had a distinct group of people from many different places, not just from one locale. One of the things that I do wonder about is that sometimes in certain areas, it seems, and I know this happened when America started. America was, to me, founded on diversity. A lot of people coming to America from because of religious persecution or other things that kind of trying to escape what was going on. And but now I see where we may have a tendency for some people of a certain like background to gather together, almost to the point of polarization. And I think that, to me, the greatest problem that we'll have, if you call diversity a problem, is when it becomes not so diverse. And it may not be with the native people, but and I'm part Native American, so my people don't hardly exist anymore. There's some reservations, and we've all assimilated into our environment. And you see that with the groups that came to, for example, New York is a perfect example. The Italians all lived in one area, the Irish lived in another area, and now we've more or less assimilated. And what my fear is that as more and more people come to a given community, if it does become too much of one versus another, it's a polarization kind of effect. And I think that means that we're getting less diverse. Therefore, you don't have the same kind of multicultural experiences. I've told my daughters that we live in a great, and I mean, what a great world that we live in right now, where we're able to experience so many different cultures and their holidays and their special events and activities. Where I grew up in northern New Jersey, didn't have that. We had some, but not as many as we do here. So I think we're really blessed by that. What else do you want to know? So in terms of what I personally have done to encourage diversity, at the businesses that I've worked at, I've made sure that, especially when I was in a management role, I've asked my managers to make sure that we're hiring people that match the community. So if I, for example, I was a district regional director for Microsoft in Los Angeles, and we had a branch office that had about 80% or 85% Anglo-Saxon people. And we were in Los Angeles, which is about 50% African American. So I said, why don't we have more people of color here? And essentially, some of the managers actually got upset because I was directing them to make some hires of people of color. And I think it was the right thing to do, and I'm glad we did it. I think it enhanced the branch. When I think about diversity, I think that the greatest strength that we have in this country is the diversity of our people, the ability for us to bring a different culture to a community and then be able to blend it with other people and other different backgrounds and beliefs so that we can all live together in harmony but share in the joyous parts of our own individual cultures. At some point, some of us kind of lose some of that. My ancestors came here so long ago that I'm not sure which part of my, heritage I still practice, except for what is all around me. So I look forward to a future where we maintain those individual aspects, but we, much like my family has become, much more homogenous, where we're all part of one, where we celebrate in each other and in our cultures, but we also maintain that individuality where it's important. But I think that the sharing is the most important part, because when we can all live and share and enjoy each other, our backgrounds, our beliefs, our experiences, we become a much better people and much more understanding, much more accommodating, and I think overall a much more successful people.